Hello, citizens of the Nigelverse. It is Nigel here once again, and this is going to be another wrestling review. We are continuing our look at some Royal Rumble matches. Of course, it being the month of January, it's only fitting that we look at some Royal Rumble matches. Not just matches that happened at the Royal Rumble, but we're also doing actual Royal Rumble matches themselves as well, of course. One of the reasons I love the Royal Rumble match is there's usually a lot of fun moments. There's a lot of room for some fun and interesting and compelling moments in a way, and the Royal Rumble usually has a little bit of everything. And not all Rumbles are created equal in that regard, or some definitely less than others. But one of the best things about Rumble is when things get down to the wire, when you have the final four, the final three, or even the final two, because one of those people is going to WrestleMania. Or in some cases, both of those people are going to WrestleMania. But one of those will have a guaranteed chance to go to WrestleMania, of course. And this Royal Rumble has been pointed at by many to be, the greatest final two of all time. But is that the case? Let's find out. Where do the other 28 guys fit into the picture? Let's of course find out. I'm of course talking about the 2007 Royal Rumble match. Of course, as always, I'm not a professional wrestling reviewer or analyst or anything like that. Just a man who enjoys a good time, and I had an okay time with this one. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Let's see what's going down in this Royal Rumble. Now, if you've seen these reviews of mine before, you kind of know how this works. And if you have seen these reviews of mine or really any video, flubs like that are normal. But if you haven't, I'm gonna be talking about what I liked and disliked about the match. Starting with what I liked, there's some cool moments in the course of this Rumble. Especially having the ECW guys. This was after ECW was made a third brand, and aka when WWE decided they wanted to try their hand at being extreme and bring in ECW to you know how that story goes. But having the ECW guys in there was kind of cool, showing a little bit hits of that third brand there of the ECW guys that were representing ECW, who extremists they were called in a way. The ECW guys you had in here were Tommy Dreamer, Sabu, CM Punk, The Sandman, Rob Van Dam, Kevin Thorne, and Hardcore Holly. And it's crazy to think about how we have this Royal Rumble match with especially with CM Punk in it, and almost 20 years later, CM Punk's gonna be in a Royal Rumble. Now he was kind of gone for about 10 of those years, but yeah, just crazy to think. Well, 9 of those years, but you get the idea. It's crazy to think. Wrestling is crazy sometimes, you know. But it's also worth mentioning, out of all these guys, CM Punk is the one who lasts the longest, and they do put him over on commentary. But otherwise, the ECW guys, I think they come in, kind of do their thing. Sabu goes through a table that he set up by Kane. It's a tale as old as time. The one who sets up the table is usually the one who goes through the table. Well, and Sabu getting chokeslammed through the table was kind of a cool moment. There's some weapons, there's some plunder. Sandman comes in and with the kendo stick, whacks a couple people before getting tossed out by Booker T / King Booker in the match. So having their involvement in there was cool. In terms of talents, it could have been worse. Like, there are some future and former world champions. There are some future Hall of Famers in there as well. There's guys like Ric Flair, there's Edge, there's Randy Orton, and the aforementioned Kane, and stuff like that. This is Chris Benoit's final Royal Rumble, and of course, if you know what happened later on that year, it's understandable why. But yeah, so there is that. But what this is especially known for, and the real highlight of this match, is the final two. When it comes down to the hometown boy Shawn Michaels and the Undertaker, as the final two. And it gets down to the final two, that's really where the magic happens for this match. And I think when it comes down to it, you almost don't get better than Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. Almost every time they're in the ring together, magic is made. They're two guys that have quite a bit of chemistry and are able to pull off a very exciting final two, including a lot of really great back and forth moments where you think Shawn's gonna win it, but ultimately it does go to The Undertaker. And it's even to the point where I obviously remember that Undertaker wins this match, and obviously how he wins it, but there's still part of me that's rooting for Shawn. Like, maybe Shawn might do it. Maybe somehow Shawn Michaels is a time traveler and will dump out the Undertaker. But it's obviously that doesn't happen. But yeah, very exciting final two there as Shawn and the Undertaker just go at it. Technically two Texan boys, but because we are in San Antonio, and because Undertaker is obviously built from Death Valley, Shawn Michaels does get the home field advantage. The crowd does go nuts for him. They go nuts for the Undertaker as well, as he dumps out Shawn. But otherwise, when it's down to Shawn and the Undertaker, that's really where things shine. And there is some storyline progression as well, including in kind of the tension between Edge and Randy Orton. At this point, they are both members of Rated RKO, but they've been having some tension as of late. They have kind of been costing each other. I believe they said Randy Orton even dumped out Edge, or it might have been the other way around during the Battle Royal they did on Raw, and Edge even almost spears Randy Orton, but they do work together even for the time being before it comes down to Shawn and the Undertaker. And in a way, it's kind of a almost a glimpse to the future, if you will. Like, by that point, Randy and Edge were kind of established, both former world champions, but to see their star grow into them pretty much becoming legends, and at this point they're kind of legends in the making. So having them among the Final Four is Edge, Orton, Shawn, and Undertaker. I think a very smart move to position them in that regard, and having Shawn and the Undertaker come down to the final two, I think, works out well in that regard as well. So kind of being able to do both in a way. You get over Shawn and Undertaker as the final two, including Undertaker single-handedly eliminating the Great Khali. Once he comes in, Great Khali is number 28 and Undertaker is number 30. And Undertaker, historical footnote, the first person at that point in time who had won from the number 30 position, which is pretty crazy to think about. It took them about 19 years to have somebody win from the number 30 position, which is a bit crazy to think about. But nevertheless, Undertaker is able to do it. In fact, next year, in 2008, John Cena wins from number 30. So back-to-back number 30 winners there. But otherwise, yeah, this match does have that. Unfortunately, what I didn't really like is the match doesn't really have a whole lot else going on. There's no surprise entrance. Everybody's like an established member of the roster. There's no surprise entrance, unfortunately. And you thought the 2022 Rumble was bare bones in that regard. Right? No surprises there. The action is kind of run of the mill, but it's not a whole lot of memorable Royal Rumble caliber moment. And I do wish they did a little bit more with some of the ECW guys. Like, why did Sandman only get 13 seconds? And he came in, caned a couple people. The Texas Cane Saw Massacre, if you will. I know it's not really a saw, but you get the idea. Before being almost immediately dumped out, it lasted like 13 seconds. And his only lasted 7. And but I do wish we got a bit more from it, and Shawn and Undertaker being the final two was great, but the rest of the match feels kind of almost a bit bare bones. Like the star power, they try to put this over as the most star-studded Royal Rumble in history, and it, they're kind of right from a hindsight perspective, because a lot of these guys will go on to become like absolute legends, even though at this point they're kind of regular members of the roster. But at that point in time, especially with Edge and Randy not being more so a tag team, even not really part of not really being in the world title picture quite as much, and stuff like that. I think does kind of make you question that, but it does have a hell of a final two, and you know what? That's more than enough, I guess. But nevertheless, that is going to do it for this review. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor: like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and turn on post notifications. Every time I upload a video, so you can see as soon as it drops. And let me know in the comments below your thoughts on the match, my review of the match. Do you like the 2007 Royal Rumble? Did you like my review of the 2007 Royal Rumble? Let me know. And I don't say this often, but I figured I might as well mention it here. If you do have any match suggestions any matches or even other stuff that you want me to talk about or review, please put them in the comments or message me on my social media. I do have a Facebook, and Instagram, and a Twitter. I don't quite post on them as regularly. I gotta get back in the habit of that. I said I wanted to, and I'm definitely going to. It's gonna happen. Don't worry. But yeah, you can message me there. You can put it in the comments. Pretty much however you get a hold of me. Yeah, but nevertheless, thank you all so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Peace.